If you're going in to play, it's ashkadutaja. Yeah, so going in the water. Ashkadutaja is play swimming. Then there's touch is the root verb. It's the verb itself for swimming, slapping the water. And if you were like Michael Phelps or something, then you could probably go ak, which is to swim underwater. It's usually fish. And then hu is to dog paddle. And Yanasin, Yaudza would be to swim and poke your head up every now and then, a seal. And then they change when they pluralize though. Okay, oh. Yak A, Yeawa, Kutlet Kachtuasagu, Satua Achi, Kwasyan Hawane Gug.
Okay. Katratsewa kak wasa de wasaf riddle Tlingit einach isikuga.
Akakakwashi Taguk De.
So, late ka kashi yukatank aya iin kukatu gwas kaki ak dar kashi saya late ka einach. As khatin kak inche yitsu kainawat hajias. Likudzi ha'ani adayu tuchatank. Qishk yach khat kadle yach kuguz. Yak yagik kakayet lichanak. Kitch anakat kaliqe khat tuk. Ha yatsu yayati adeya hasnaat. Wuch khun ki jin wuch has asleq. Yehas qayaka ikhsikhan. Yat qiqahi ya has nawat. Akhyanach has gukhsaku. Likudzi ha'ani adayu tukhatank. Yewa dak shisawa like kaqinach.
Gwaltsuk ha'in kananik tleidihin. Geksha?
Yekwati. Shukanach as khatin kakinchayitsu kainawat hajias. Likudzi ha'ani adayu tukhatank. Dech Qishk yach khat kadleit yach kuguz. Yak yagiyik kakayet lichanak. Yadachun. Kitch anakat kaliqe khat tuk. Kayatsu yayati adeya hasnaat. Wuch khun ki jin wuch has asleq. Ye has qayaka ikhsikhan. 3. Yet qiqahi ya has nawat. Akhyanach has gukhsagu. Likudzi ha'ani adayu tukhatank.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Yisikuke dak shisawa. Dak atshi.
Dasa at she. Dasa way at she.
Dekach inach sang.
Sang ganal chi.
Dak hachisawa.
Chasaka.
Akwa achcha kwa. Gwal techasaku dak hachisawa. Ha.
Idek koshi.
Oh, good.
Again?
Ah. How
Ah.
shachit.
As chatin kakinjitsu kenawat hajias. Wait a minute, I'm off a little bit, but likudzi ha'ani adayu tuhatan cheshkyach chatz katledyach kukus yak yagik kakayet lichanak. I'm getting my verse. I don't know that song really well. Tlachkedain chosi kuwesh well she. Hisi kuget.
Louis Armstrong.
Hey, away, Louis Armstrong, Yachatuati. Ya Joktin, Kunachawe, do Yachaya out at Uwashin. Ye away, Yak Egun's cheese. Gwas Achtuasagu, Achji de Ach Isawu, we Yukatunk, Aka. Llached lle achjid cygiti gynnll cheese yak echawe, yak e. Ha, gynnall cheese da cut Johan. Ja, yat a dat ach tuas a gutsu, yuch a gach tulla adi. Isa tinge, yat algach a ya yedu a sago atwe. Riddle, ka gachu, at su gachu ye gach du sne. Gachu gwall algach. Yata, weha ye jene aya yata gwall isa tin. Ka yata tu ach tuas a gu a dat yu a tutla adi. Ye kanda gwatlaya ye singedani. Ye kakan adat aya uhaich. Aka awe yisikuge dasa we yachkuha.
Chasaka.
Yachkuha. Yisikuge yachkuha. Ya gol dakun akudzati we yachkuha. Yidat ya askayani. Kone aya dak haskukwasus. Haskukhlasus. Aka watusaku yes aya kaudutli yates aya wikayani aka awe watusaku ya kone aya we kahwan aya gachtusatin ya tsutat yes aya we yakuha a iti ako a tak aya kusiat ya get atsu Kukas atch. Aqawe glade dark gursatan. Tak. A ite ako a tak ite. Tak ite we glade kat ich aya kone gukwasla. Aqawe tak ite. Kone aya. Ya yis atchayidat ye jagachtune. A ite a kutan. Ajwe kone atas uwatan we khat kutan aya kutan yes tak ite ye duasak we yakuha ajwe ade yakunahin ya yes kuwaha akawatusuku yes aya yidat talked kuwaha Tauk itit kuwaha, kutant kuwaha. Ye awe gutusaku adan. Aka asai kudzititsu. Wait the cut dis. Wasa do a sak koa ya dis. Yisakuksha.
Disclaim yaksha.
Disclain aya. Ye awe. Tatke aya. Dis yadi. Yidetko disclain. Ajawe we dana dake hiti du jit kakwati ach dana yi. Kesach tuashku ach hiti ach jitach has awashati. Ajawe ya dua ach dana yi. Ye awe disclain ye do a sak yadis. Ye anaka disclain ye do a sak yadis.
This
Disclaim yuasa. Yadis.
Okay. Kunya kisawe yawachi yadis.
Kikyagi.
Kun yaki sawe yawachi yadis.
Kikyagi.
Tlech yaki yawachi yadis. Ye awe gwasli ituasaku yanaka October 15th. Disclain aya jin kat kake jin yaki yawachi yadis. Ye awe gwasl shortcut the tina khayati hechosaku. Ye awe hilt sugar wait chag we distat you has to la arti. You did ko gwasl sugar ye July khadisi August
Shanachtis.
shanachtis aqa awe dis yadi aqa awe dis clain
Shaqi disi.
shahi disi gwasl aya
August.
August November speak disi again Kukaha dis ye awe kukaha ha gunnil cheese ye awe achtu asu adat you took achtilla arti gunnil cheese ka dasa dati tunda tani yidat
Kune. Tsach twasugu. Chiego gang. Gunal chishi dine. Khadaka ya yidat ko. Ayan paktin. Joy. Ya kuhida twasugu.
oh you can
UGs. EO 300 signing dach.
oh you can
Cheesy.
oh you can ha gunnil cheese akachaya kadishit we Bill Walker we chakut kuhida achji akach kaduchit ko Sean Parnell, gwell teich dy cyd I cael dic gwag. Aco we cwchida, cell we cwchida, but dach aya kia House Bill 216, cach aya cawsachit disai. Ie we claim cwchida aya, chwalla siya, chahasta in cachanig. We cww, yes aya. Eka awe chwataw. Okay, gonna cheese. Okay, how okay, so I want to talk about a couple of ideas. One idea, I ran into a couple of elders at the store. It was great. I was just going there to grab some lunch supplies. Yeah, Shakudzi hoots, ye do a sock, we hundaka hiti. One kanins, kledehin koa. Ach yet kitin. Good day, sa, gachtu kuch. Yeah, Tlenuxi hoots. Sugar bear? Oh, like Kudzi hoots is super bear. Yeah. Kudzi hoots, what you do a sock, we hundaka hiti. Akaya chwtle hun. Aka chasatin ya achkak kin kaudenig. Ach ina kaunig. Ha! Kin gesi do tuasagu in you chautatani. Ha, okay. We do her. Aqatu itkhaya wutuaat. Yewa hasituasaku wuch in tlingit tutultu. Qual helchus has aqoa has qa chaquta. Ajoyach tuasaku qual I tisandik ak. Kluk klek yaki we hashuka a has in. Just wuch in yuch agachutla at tlingit yuch atangitin. Achtuasaku chal the cut uhan. Helchus has the redach wutu waach. Yak aya has the redach aya gartisa achi. Achtuasaku koatsu. Tlingit aya tullayechi. Aqal dain aya qone yuch agachutla at. Aqal kluk naskiagig. Gwell grammar qachada sadat yejagachtuni. Yewe achtuasaku just take a we wushkanach wutuda adi just singit reinach. Qachaqut a helpasaq kwati chaqut yukatangi. Latin, gosh, Japanese, no, I'm just kidding. Just Ingen English. So, does that sound okay? Okay, so just in case there was chunks we might not have picked up, I'm gonna make sure I get the chat thing open. I ran into Kinko Danique at Super Bear, and he said, he's Paul Marks. He said, David's looking for you, King Gasty. I was like, oh, great. He's like, he wants to talk to you. I said, oh, wonderful. And then, so we tracked him down. He was shopping at a high speed. And we were just talking about ways we can start working together a little bit more. Them and some other elders were talking about, they were feeling like there's pockets of things. And so in an effort to try and unite some of the efforts that are going on, I talked to them about, well, maybe they could come and they could bring others, and maybe we'll cycle other folks through, so that on Mondays, we're just going to do 90 minutes of Tlingit. And that's what we're going to do. And then on Wednesdays, we'll do some questions and answers, some things that might help you. And that'll, because then we'll be able to listen. But the goal, it'd be real easy to just turn this into just listen to Tlingit for 90 minutes, but it actually has to be some language production as well. So I think this is one of the sort of things that might have been just kind of missing in the ways that we've been teaching Tlingit, is these ways to just sort of say, let's just put all this stuff aside and just engage. And then to get you ready for that, that'll probably start next week if we can get everything lined up. They'll be paid, hopefully through Gold Belt Heritage Foundation, who I think would support something like this. I better ask them first. But then to get yourself ready, like make sure you've got some process of writing down the questions you might have so that you can come back and ask them later. But we don't want to interrupt the flow of things, and you have to trust the process a little bit, just like the Philadelphia 76ers, where it's gonna make sense. But if you don't put yourself into that environment, then you won't get into this whole language sort of thing. And I think it's a big part of achieving fluency, I think, is pushing into those environments. And as far as next semester, I think we'll just do this again, because the other option would be to do Tlingit oral literature. And so I'm fine with either one, but I guess I just want to see what seems most useful for everybody else. And then Wednesday we'll do Q&A. I've got a bunch more grammar stuff we can hammer through. I thought today would start by just looking at some sentences from Seidayaa, which are just amazing. It's amazing, especially when you get into her autobiography, which is probably, it's just an incredible piece of literature. But we're going to look at some specifics in there, because we had some questions. I was asked a question this weekend about saying some things like, do that one more time, or just there's some time and sequence is really kind of tricky in Tlingit. So I want to look at some examples, and then I'm still putting together some things with help from other speakers about how to say, uh, sing that one more time, right? Like I just tried to say tequliek, which I think could be tsukashe kleidahin, right? I think you could say that like as a command. Tsuk is another way that, so it's like, when would you use these certain things? And so the goal is to just sort of find all these little bridges that we need to build between you and being able to communicate. And so it'd be easy for me to just like geek out on charts and tables all semester, but I think we got to also do some other stuff. So anybody got any thoughts on man?
Aku ni maru dah asyik katang di next dekat yaki language nest. What's to do with South Tlingit kena every weekend or every other weekend.
Oh, every other weekend. I don't know how to say that. That's a good question. Every weekend I think it would be Chatok Sunday Chak Shu. That's how I would say it, but I just kind of proposed that for the weekend. For every other, that's a good question.
Twice per moon, could you say?
Yeah, you could say like, I'll have to ask, because you've got one, and then you skip one, then you've got one. I bet you maybe it would be like Dach Sandich Akka. Because Dachka is 2 by 2. Maybe. I'll have to look around, see if I can find some other 2 by 2 things. And if Dich Sandich Ak. Yeah, away. So Dich Sandich Ak. So Sandich Ak is a week. So Dich Sandich Ak. Or maybe it's got to become a sentence. So you'd say, like let's say we're going to do it on Saturday. Sandik Atsku. Wushkadachach to the art. Aka away. Dich Sandik Akshukhi to Wushkadachach to the arti. But then you got to put it into like every time 2 weeks go by, we'll always get together. Dachtehin dis, yeah, dachtehin, takdis ayat dachtehin wush kadakach to the art, we sandik shu.
Would it be, I could see it going both ways, but would it be possible to, like, for the folks coming in to, like, if there was one thing they wanted to talk about or a couple things, to let us know so we could, like, put together, like...
We'll brainstorm, and hopefully, like, in the last, like, say they were here, whichever elders were able to come, in the last 5 to 10 minutes, we'll come up with themes for the next one, so that we can go put some thoughts together, and then and try and engage. And we're going to try not to do I'll ask some question and be like, what do you think, right? And so try not to like put people on the spot, but really try to encourage folks to talk, because the other thing we've got to overcome is just sort of quietly waiting for it to pass. I mean, I don't think that's not fully what happens, but just sort of being there and engaging, but also realizing that sometimes you can say, well, I'll just listen. But getting folks to just sort of, let's just make it, because then we could see where the gaps might be and sort of fine tune tune them on the Wednesdays. And then dis atshuwu, yeah, so like when we get to dishuwu, but that's literally like what you call a half moon, right? Dishu ayach wasatinya khana. I saw the half moon today. So I want us to get closer to the moon and the tides as well, because we're ocean people, right? But then, yeah, to start getting into these, some of the sort of periodical sort of things, like yeah, I'll have to see if we could find. And if you guys, there's a challenge, is let's figure out how to say every other weekend. See what you can find. I'll see what I can find. If you know a speaker, ask a speaker. I'll see what people say. Other thoughts? Okay. So there's a couple, I was talking about stem variation, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff. And then we also were starting to look at some translations of stories and doing some corrections. And I want to do some of that stuff too. But I was looking at some of these things, and some of them might require a little bit more research, but just in the context of being able to just string a bunch of thoughts together. Sometimes it's helpful to just start pulling some samples from some different texts. And this is from a book. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one. This is by Elizabeth Nyman, and Seidayaa is her Tlingit name. Seidayaa chedach du'inaya akaushechit weha Jeff Lear. And I'll show you guys, let me find the cover of this so you can see which one I'm talking about. So this is what the cover looks like. I want to give a lot of credit to Simit, David Russell Jensen, for retyping
Goodness, cheese.
entire sections of this. And I want to talk about why that act is really valuable. So one is this was written in the Lear orthography as opposed to the Dauenhower orthography. So it's hard for folks to read who didn't learn both orthographies. The other thing is I think it's a really good practice to just sort of retype something, because then you're giving it this different type of reading to make sure that you're catching every high tone and underline and stuff like that. While you're doing that, you could do a bunch of stuff like, oh, I don't really know how that word's being used. I've never seen that word before. So we can start digging around and trying to find some of these different words. Another thing that's really helpful is it allows us to just sort of compile electronic versions of these, because I just went through and I searched for time and I searched for more. Those are the two words I looked for, because I was trying to figure out how to say, do this thing one more time, or take one more bite and you can be done, or I'll have 6 more donuts, right, or whatever. So going through her text, and she is Yenyedi Atlain Dach Awehu. If you want recordings, I haven't been able to fully line up all the recordings. Like sometimes I found some of the Hashuka recordings, so you can listen to Taka and read it. You can listen to Duktut and read it. You can listen to, I think it's Geish Yagu, and we also have Kats. And so as I go through and I find them, and if you find the recording, let me know, and I'll be happy to upload it to our website. Under tlingitlanguage.com, under Resources tab, there's a tab called Audio, and that's where you can find that. And you can also find the speech by Na Tla, Jesse Dalton. You can listen to that and read it at the same time. Seidayaa, we haven't been able to find the recordings that specifically go with this book, although you can certainly listen to others. And one of the amazing things, if you've ever met Seidayaa Mary Anderson, who was one of my teachers, And then if you listen to her mother, Seidayaa, Elizabeth Nyman, they sound exactly the same. It's really interesting. Which, you can expect from parents and kids. But I mean, when I was listening to it, I thought, oh, that's got to be her daughter. And it wasn't. So anyways, I just want to sort of go through and just see if you guys have any thoughts on how these things are working. So there's a couple times where she starts a sentence with atuch. And atuch, they are translating as furthermore or in addition to. And it's just something to sort of look at. It might be something we got to look at a little bit closer. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I was just pulling these off last night and this afternoon. This one I think is really handy. So you say, Kaik hundred one yag.
Cake 101 yard.
Kaik hundred one yag.
Cake 101 yard.
So if we wanted to get into like really putting some addition together, I think you could say, Deich kad nusk wanag. And then you'd say 2 and 3 more. Dasaya Keijin, right? And then this is how you could also say more than that, right? So it was more than 100. It was more than 10, right? And just shout out any thoughts or questions if you have them. This one was pretty fun. So there's, we'll do the top part and then the second part. Clay deyu deki a yakatut.
Yakatut.
Clay deyu deki a yakatut. It should be a low tone. Day. Ki nach a keotuaat. Ki nach a keotuo. Whoops. Ki nach a keotuo. What? Keotuaat. Sorry, I keep putting a W.
So those go together.
Yeah, keotuaat. We went up. We went up. So this one, there's a few different parts here. So tle is, it's time, you just gotta examine it, how folks are using it. It's to say like, when this thing was happening, this other thing was happening, or then, or at that time. It's got a few different ways. When day pops up before a verb, it means it had already happened, right? So if I explain that to you and you already know it, you say dechwasaku. I already knew that, right? And then you deki, so this is way up high over there. You deki, so the you part is situating it way over there, and deki is up. She's talking about her dad went up this mountain. A yakatut. So this one is pretty fun. So a katut is halfway up a container, right? So the glass is it half full or is it half empty? A katut. That's what it is. And then, but so when you put the ya on it, now you're on the surface of something. So a yakatut would be halfway up a mountain, halfway up a hill, halfway up a building. It's halfway up the surface, the vertical surface of something. Halfway up a tree, I think would probably work. I have to check. Qinach, the up above it. So this qinach, when you put those together, ayakatut qinach, it's over halfway. Keotuwaat, we went up. Okay. So katut, yakatut. And these are they're just relational things, talking about halfway points. This was in a Raven story. They were giving him these barrels of whiskey. And they said when he drank half of it, and he was like, nothing. So he just kept going. Yadakun ye yanaka'awe. Yadakun ye yanaka'awe. Oh, and then I had a question is it supposed to be underlined ki nach? I don't think so, because ki is above. So ki, and then it's ki nach. Ki nach a would be going along above it. Okay. So this one, so daun a would be the fourth one, the fourth ones. It could be a chapter. It could be the a is the one or the ones. It means it's some part of them. It's a part of them, right? And then there's this cool thing going on here that you're going to see a couple times, where where the conjugation prefix is popping up in there, but it's still looking kind of imperfective-ish. But it's saying after she had said it. And so there's some different ways you could probably do that. You could say and that would also be after it. But this seems like a quicker way to do it sort of grammatically. So you just say yeya naqa, and it's long and high, as opposed to yeya naqa, and that one's short, and that's the command form. Say it, right? And so this is tying it really to sort of like after this thing, and then there'll be another verb after it. So it'll take a little work to be able to use something like this, but it is something as far as like thinking about some more higher level grammar stuff. And what you have in these texts is a fluent speaker just really talking. And I think why for me the Seidayaa text is so critical is because she's talking about her own life growing up and what it was like. And then for that, there seems to be one, it's just a little bit more sort of, it allows a little bit more room for just sort of theorizing and contemplating. And there's probably a little bit less pressure to get it just right because it's her life and it's her story.
Do you think there's any special? I guess I'd have to look at like the context of what she's like, because it's the fourth time with four kind of a significant number.
This actually probably, there's a couple times where she says after the fourth time. And so Dakhun that's pretty important in Tlingit. You'll see it in a bunch of different stories. Like it was the fourth time that Natsishani carved that killer whale. It was the fourth time that they tried this. This is the fourth time they said this. And so you'll see that a lot. And it also comes in sets of fours as well. Okay. Chutlay chaklak owa.
Leg, chat, cluck away.
Chutlay chaklak owa.
Away.
So chutlay is just then, and then chaklak is all the time. But when you put them together, you might be getting the whole time, or all the time, or then every time type of things. And so chaklak is important. Once you say chaklak, that verb has got to go into like a habitual form. And so this is where you go back into Agishawu's work, start looking up those habitual forms, and then putting them in there, and then we'll start learning how to put those together yourself. Gwashtlewa sa yi kuwat.
There was
So you what?
Gwashtlewa sa yi kuwat.
What?
And so this one was pretty fun because it's like maybe it's so as when they sat down, and also this text was really important because she did these really big stories, and then they went through and translated it line by line, and then sometimes she added things or she'll clarify things, but then the way that they translate this is for quite some time. So then wasayi kuwat on its own would be like how very long it was. So this is one of the related verbs would be yayat for a long time, right? So yat can be long, but once you put the ya on the front of it, you've got a long time. And then gwash is maybe, keh is then, wasa yikuwat, maybe then for quite a long time, right? So this is just saying for quite some time.
So it's like kind of like an unsure type thing.
Mhm.
And so like there's no specific timeline to it.
Yeah. And so you'll see things like this, like a related way. You could say Kundisaya, which you could translate as for many months.
Mm.
Kunyakisawe, for many days. And so they could be these sort of open types of things. And this is just an unspecified long length of time. And I think if you were saying this, would probably be thinking for it was quite a while. Right? It was probably weeks, if not months. Okay. I'm going to make that low tone. Atleideye agursatin.
Atleideye
Atleideye agursatin.
Atleideye agursatin.
Yukuwaji.
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 Atleideye agursatin. Yukuwaji.
Atleideye agursatin. Yukuwaji.
Okay. Any thoughts about that one? Things that might be going on?
I'm not familiar with that. Agursa.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things is, what is the yay doing before the agursatin? Why is that there?
He did. Thus.
So if it's high tone, it's thus. It would be like thus or this way. Like yukuwaji, that one's probably more similar because yay and yu sometimes switch back and forth, the high tone versions. The yay that's a low tone, like when we go back up, this one is sometimes high tone. This one should be usually, all right, when they're low tone, this yay especially, it kind of means downward, but we get into this interesting thing where the sateen verb is qa conjugation, which is a downward type of motion. All the future forms are going to require yay to pop up before it. All ga conjugation verbs in the future form are going to require k to just come before it. This is just one of these little sort of verbal things that we have to remember, so that almost every state verb, if it's going to be that way, you're going to get k before it. Ke kwak a, ke guchlitzin, ke guchlichan, it's going to stink, right? Ke guchlichech, it's going to get dirty. Ke kukwanik, it's he or she's going to get sick. They're always going to get k before, because that's what the g conjugation in the future form is going to be that way. Ye aguchtagan, it's going to sunshine. Ye ikkosatin, I'm going to see you again, right? Or I will see you.
Wow.
So that's the k and the ye part popping up in the future. The aguchsa, once we learn how to put future forms together, there's something we're going to watch for. And the thing we're going to watch for is there a consonant in the classifier? So the classifier is sa or sha or sha, and it's third person, it must be guchla, guchsha, and guchla. I don't know if I said sa, but it has to go guch and then the other one, right? And so that's what the aguchsatin. Aguchsatin means he or she is going to see her or him or it. So the first person version of this is kakwasatin, right? And then we can have kakisatin, gachyisatin, gachtusatin. So what we're going to learn is how to put those futures together so that we can well, we should be able to predict the prefix 100% of the time.
Wait. So you said it can be ye kwatin,
No, it has to be yekakwasatin.
kwasatin.
And this is another thing. I think this is one of these tones that we borrow from English. And because I found myself doing this, I was like, tsuye kwasatin, right? Where it should be tsuye kwasatin.
Yeah, cross.
Not tsuye, right? Tsuye kwasatin,
Yeah, cross.
But is that
We're
what?
just like that too.
right? Tsuye kwasatin. Right? I don't wait till the end.
No, I'm just gonna go look at this up later.
You can ask it too if you got a question.
Is the essay the classifier?
What's that?
Is the essay the classifier?
Yes, that is the classifier. Always be minus I in the future.
So K is the G classifier, or the
K is ga,
K is G.
ga is up, ye is qa,
Oh.
ye is down.
And then what are the, so
Yeah.
K is G and Ye is
0 and na, get nothing in the future.
0. Okay. So like Ye Kwati or Kwati.
Ye kwati, high tone. It will be so.
It's in the future.
That's what the so is doing. Because that one is na conjugation, and we know that. Because if I want to say, be that way, ye inati, the command form will always reveal the conjugation class. Ye inati. Ye inati is be that way. Fine, be that way.
I just justified this in so many ways. I was like, I've got the yay, got a high tone at the
There's
end.
a yay, high, yet there's a high tone and a low tone, and unfortunately for us, they are different things. But then we'll start to see them, and we'll start to catch them. And then you kuaji is he thought. Then he thought he's going to see her. This is about the Tlingit story. So that's where you're going to get 4 here. Okay, let's say this one. Dahin awake awashit you.
Hin away ke awash you.
Dahin awake awashit you.
The hin away you.
So the you part is just, she's obviously doing something with her hands, right? So then it's a pretty strange, it's like a merging of non-verbal communication and verbal communication. Dachun dahin is 4 times. Ke awashit is to throw something up with such force that it scatters. This is how you make it rain, right? This is, I would tease the elders about when I give them, their paychecks or their money, and she'd say, "Dana, which the cut ye I'm going to throw my money all over the place." Okay, maybe we'll do maybe 2 more. We'll do something different. But I just think these are so good to look at. And then if you want to see them in their context, go read the Tlingit story. I will post PDF versions of the ones that I have. I think I looked through and a few of them don't have all the English. And if you're looking for something to do, there's a bunch of stuff we need retyped because it allows us to do exercises just like this. And I was talking to Seidayaa about that the other day. Okay. Okay. Yi wu yat yu an at yi wait okane.
You will not to on at con.
Yi wu yat yu an at yi wait okane.
You will yard you are
On aye.
Yeah, and we say okane. Some speakers say okane. So what are these different parts? what do we've got going on here? What's this first part here?
It's a verb.
It's long.
Long, a long time. Yiwuyat, a long time. Okay? And then that's a verb, right? So it's out there. Yiwuyat. And then what's the yu'ah part?
They say.
They say, right? So if you're telling a story, this is, you don't know when to throw those in there, So they say. It's one of those types of things, right? What's the on part? It's not like,
A'in.
huh?
Is it a'in?
Yeah, a'in, with it. A'in will contract to on. So you could say, shawachich wekuhi da'an. He hit him or her, or she or he hit her, him or it with a pencil. So on could be like with it. So, and this is really interesting too. When we think about word order, Tlingit sometimes likes to do something like with it and then say what it is later, right? Because you could say yiwuyat yu'ah we tokaneyin at ayi, but I think it likes to put it after the verb because that we take our focus away from the verb itself, right? Tlingit wants focus on the verb, then it'll say what the thing was later, right? And how about the at ayi?
Sitting around.
Yeah, so at would be he or she is sitting there. But then once you've got yiwuyat, you've got one verb already, and it's going to tie to the next verb. So when it does that, it gives it this relative suffix. So it gets the y on there.
Like,
And it's interesting because the y steals the tone. We expect it to be high. And then we tokane is the baby. Dahina chanawuz.
Hina kanawuz.
Dahina chanawuz.
Akundahina.
There's the na popping up there again, right? So you could say, how would I say, he asked her 4 times. It's just missing, you got to keep the on the front of the verb. Dakundahin achewawuz. Right? He is going to ask her 4 times. Anybody online got that one?
Darkundahin ak ewawus. Or ak.
Dakundahin akwawuz. Right? So, and we're going to get to how to build these futures, right? And so, where does that conjugation happen? After the thematic. What's the thematic? It's the cha. How about, he asked me 4 times.
No.
Dakundahin. Dakundahin chatchewawuz. Right? She or he asked me 4 times. I asked you 4 times. I asked you 4 times to get me coffee, right? I don't know why I gotta be like so grumpy, but I asked you 4 times. Ich dakundahin ich achwawuz. So the other thing we're going to learn is we're going to practice how to just start changing these, right? So that but that way that part of it becomes just more manageable, right? That's one of the goals. Is wait, what kind of thing is that? Okay, there's the object, there's the subject. Okay.
Sorry, René, I don't Just help me. I don't understand what the na is doing. The na is doing in that verb.
Okay, so the na, I almost changed the translation because I was like, well, where's the after part? That's the after part. I'm not exactly sure what verb mode this is, but we see it twice in her narrative. So we go back, Yadakun ye yanaka awe, after she said it the fourth time. Then we see it here again, Dakun dahina chanawuz, after you asked her 4 times. So it's just really sort of saying, it's putting it into this sort of sequential kind of mode, saying after that, then there was this other thing.
Oh.
So that's what it's doing. And it's the conjugation prefix itself, although I'll try and find some other examples of this. Because if I said, ask that person, I'd say, waita chanawuz. That's the command form. If I said, say it, yeya naka. So that's revealing. So I would predict, so you could say, maybe you could say, Yenata'awa, after he or she had finished sleeping, then you have something else that comes after it. And I'll take a look at what the verbs are, because I just noticed that shortly before class, as I was putting this together. I was like, oh, wow. So there's another verb mode for those of you who are into those kinds of things. And I think we already did this one. So this one was pretty fun. This one's a little more straightforward. Shugu ayi.
Shugu ayi.
Shugu ayi.
Shugu ayi.
First time that verb happened, right? So you could say, Shugu ayi echwasatin hechwasaku dasawe. Maybe. The first time I saw it, I didn't know what it was. Right? The first time that verb happened, right? And then there's a couple other ways to say that kind of thing. Okay. Something different? So let's shift gears here. Anybody got any questions? Okay. So let's go back to talking about stem types, and then we're going to get into some examples of switching objects and subjects and just sort of practice that sort of exercise. So looking at stem types is, again, there are stem types, there's the conjugation class, there's the verb mode. Those three things will combine to tell you what the stem should do, right? And really you've got three options. Short and high, long and high, long and low, okay? And then the way that we're documenting verbs now is trying to show you a theme that gives you all the information you need to use that verb. And so then once you sort of internalize how that information works, then you start adding more verbs, and then you start adding more modes, right? Don't worry if you don't know how to say some of these complicated things. Like there was a really cool one in here, I think it's towards the end, which was I didn't know you could say stuff like that. There's nothing more you can do to them, right? And so this is really fascinating. And another neat one was, I think Kahuan Ish told it to us, which was before you were born. And so those are like really complex verb modes. But before we get into those things, we want to just sort of slow it down, right? Let's slow it down and do a walkthrough of a number of different concepts. So one is the verb theme, which is right here, kind of gives you everything you need to know. The yay part is optional. If it's in parentheses, there's a lot of verbs where you're just going to hear it. Yay yawaka. That's usually how you're going to hear that verb, right? So this is yawaka, yanaka, right? This is that verb that we just sort of saw when he said it the fourth time after. So then this is showing, once we get to the verb itself, what is the ya part? What kind of thing is it, and what does it do, and what does it mean?
Classifier. And does it mean a face?
It's not a classifier. It does mean face, but if it comes before the subject, so in between the object and the subject, you'll have
Oh,
thematic prefixes. So you're going to have, this is where you get ya and sh and sha, and it's going to mean something, right? Ka is on the surface, ya is the vertical surface, sh is the end, sha is the head, e is the mouth. You can have up to three. You can have up to three. Okay.
What happens when you get to 4?
I don't think the world cracks. The moon breaks in half.
Death Strike.
What's the S?
Subject.
Subject, right? So what does that? Okay, hold on. What does that tell you about this verb? Once you see that S,
it has to be there.
there has to be a subject. Also, there cannot be an object because there's no O. So that's what the theme tells you. You can't put things in there that aren't in there, and you can't take things away that are in there. Or else you're gonna have a different verb. And it also might end up being just something that's not quite correct. Okay. So what's the zero?
Classifier.
That's the classifier group, right? Zero group. Then you've got ka, and that's the verb root. And what's the number 1?
There's a number of ka verbs.
Right, there's another one which is to sow. I don't know if there's more than that. Then in parentheses, you're going to get na, act, verb. So there are different types of verbs. Act, event, state, position, motion. Right, so those are your 5 types of verbs, and it's going to tell you what type it is. And there are certain types where, an act verb is pretty dynamic. Like state verbs have a few things that are different. Event verbs, there can never be an imperfective. And then motion verbs are, they're just a little bit different. Then the na is telling you the conjugation class. So then the conjugation, now you should be able to predict the perfective stem. You should also be able to predict what the command form should be. And then it'll say like some things that it kind of means, and then it'll say for the subject to say a certain thing, for the subject to confess, acknowledge, or declare something. Close that. Okay. And so then we look down, this one has an object, not a subject. We see the yay in parentheses. D plus 0 means it's a 0, but it has to be plus D. O and S, there's an object and a subject. If there's something before it, because if you said khwakik, that's different than khwakik. Khwakik is I lost it. Khwakik is I threw it. Okay? Oops.
So how would you know that from, do you have to know the, for T, do you have to know the verb paradigm, or can you know this from hearing it, that there isn't a thematic, that there would never be a thematic, that there's never a classifier,
That's a good question. Like when you work with elders, they'll just know how to do this stuff. Like if you say, ya andagan, they'll say ye andagan, and they'll just know, but they won't say that's qa conjugation, right? They'll just know it, and it's amazing to see how much stuff is. And so, in the future, when we're raising children from birth in Tlingit, it's really interesting to think about how much stuff we're going to have to teach them when it comes to this stuff. But for us, it helps us to figure out how to make accurate predictions, right? Okay, so let's power through this. So there are 6 different stems, okay? The biggest question, some of the big questions, are they open? Are they closed? Because if they're open, there's certain modes where we're going to have to close them. And if we close them, they might change shape on us, right? Ku or ku to queen. Chwasaku, I know. Or I knew, right? And then ya, yanchasaqueen. I'm starting to know it. But then you see it goes from ku to queen once you close it. There's a couple others that are like that, but it's the double O to the W-E-I-N. Like that's where you get quina, right? Because you'd say, "Khwatliqu," I wiped it, right? So if they're open, there's 2 different types of open stems. It's just going to stay, we don't have to mark it if it's just a regular open stem. There'll be a little H after it if it's what we call fading. All that means is when you put it into a repetitive or habitual form, it's going to stay low instead of high. That's the only difference with the fading is in those repetitive modes, it's going to stay low. Otherwise, they're all exactly the same. Then you have a regular closed stem. It's not marked. The thing to remember with the other 2, glottalized and ejective, is if the verb is marked high, it can never go low. If it's marked high, it won't go low. Okay, that's just something to keep in mind, and we're going to see these as we go through some of these examples. So, for a perfective verb, for the perfective positive form, it happened, the stem is predictable. Right? Oh, the last one was invariable, means it never changes. Those ones are kind of fun because you could put them in any verb mode and you don't have to guess what it's going to be. So all opens that are 0, conjugation class, will always be long and high. Na, ka, and qa will always be long and low. For closed stems, all the 0s will be short and high. The na, ka, and qa will be long and low unless there's no low version, right? So if it's marked high, it'll stay high. But
So these are descriptions of things you're doing with your mouth?
this is the vowel in the root.
Okay. Because the ejective is the, right? The pinch?
Yeah.
Okay. And then glottalized, what does that one mean?
It means, what it means is it can't go low.
Okay.
And we call it glottalized because there was something that Tungus or Tlingit did that we don't do anymore. Then it reveals itself in these verb roots.
Jeez.
But just remember, if it's marked high, it won't go low.
Okay.
But also, if you look up a verb and you say, oh man, I don't know the conjugation class for this because it's not one of the verbs that Chagisha documented. She got like well over 1,200 of them. But if there's some verb you encounter and you say, shucks, I don't know what the conjugation class is. But if you look in the verb dictionary and there's a closed stem that's short and high, you know it's 0. At least you could tell if it's 0 or not. That's the only thing you could tell with a perfective. But then if they had another example that showed you, I'm not going to get into that. Sorry. The negative perfective is going to be a little bit different in the prefix because it has an irialis in there. The irialis means it didn't happen. But then you're going to get, for 0s that are open, they will be short and high. So for example, chwasaku, kesh chwasaku. Stem variation, kesh chwasaku, right? And so, but then you see it, right? And the same thing, right? So, and then you're going to get it long and low in na, ka, and qa. We'll look at some examples, right? Like what do these things actually mean? For the future is way easier. all the futures are, when they're positive, they're long and high. When they're negative, they're long and low. All the time. The future is actually the easiest verb, I think, to put together. But let's look at some examples, okay? So first we're going to start by changing the object. So this one, we look at this. Does someone want to tell me what I can predict based on the stem? I'm looking for the perfective form of this verb. How am I going to put it together? And what kinds of things does it tell me?
It's closed.
It's closed.
It's always going to be high toned.
It's going to be short and high because of what?
High EI.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. So that's a good point. Okay, that's the first thing we're looking at. So it's marked high, so it'll never go low. I gave away the next part. Kind of. I gave away half of it. Ashuwa yijithuati.
Does it have to end with the pinch sound for it to be?
Yeah, if it's pinched at the end, it should never go low.
But in this, it's not pinched at the. Does that
Yes.
count as the end?
Yep, that's one letter.
Okay, so that marks it as always high.
So what should the stem be in the perfective for this one? It's closed. And if it's a zero event, if it's a zero, right there, we see what type, the conjugation is listed right there. If it's zero and closed, short and high.
And high.
Short and high. So what we should be hearing is all the way down here, these are perfectives. So if it's an L group classifier in the perfective, what should the classifier be?
Slip.
Slip, right? It has to go plus I in the perfective. So this is going to go shechech. Shechech. And there's going to be a perfective marker, and we're going to change this. If I'm going to say I'm dirty, what am I going to put there? Chat wushechech, because we look up at the theme, that's an object pronoun. So now we get our handy dandy cheat sheet of pronouns, and we should be able to walk through all of these. I am, you are, she or he, we are, y'all are, they are, people are. Okay. So the first thing is sort of figuring out, okay, what kind of list are we looking at? Oh, we're looking at a list of objects. What's the object for me? Khat. What's the object for you? Attached to the verb. What's the object for she, he, or it? That would be the
Zero.
would be zero, right? So duh is
The
possessive. It would be if there was
if
also
there was a second one. If there was a second he or she subject, it would be right?
correct. And there is a verb that's it's identical to this, but it has a subject. So you could say khoshechech, and that's I got it dirty. You could say it's really hard to tell if there's a third person, like she or he made me dirty. You'd have to do a little bit of work outside of the verb. But you could say you made me dirty, I made you dirty, but there's no subject in here. We're just going to change the object. So we're going to have wushechech, and then so we got khat zero, which absolutely would change to a if there was a third person subject, which there isn't. What about we as an object? Ha. What about y'all?
You.
Ye. What about them? They. Their.
Us do.
Us. Not hus do. That would be their. Their.
Us.
We're looking for their. The. Oh, that's a fun one. That's not there. That's there. And then people.
Kuh.
Kuh. So it's going to be kuh or ka. And my experience working with the old people has been it's kuh unless there's a weather verb for that thing. And there's no dirty weather. I don't know how, like it was just raining
Smog.
mud, I guess. Like, I don't know how that would work. Okay, so bold predictions. If you've made one, let's try and get others to try. I'm not going to keep track of who's going and who isn't. But if you've already made one, let's just wait. But if it's too quiet, go ahead and throw your idea out there. So, what I'm looking for is I am dirty. Yeah, oh wow. خط وشچخ
خط وشچخ
خط وشچخ
خط وشچخ
خط وشچخ.
خط وشچخ
You are dirty.
Yushlichech.
Yeah, oh wow. Eu shechech.
وشچخ
Eu shechech.
Uchechech.
Eu shechech.
وشچخ.
So if we start with the verb root, we've got the sh classifier, we've got the w perfective, and then we've got I. Once we get three things, there might be some contraction there. And so iwushechech is too hard, it's a little too awkward. So it just goes ew, right? Ew, right? So iwushechech. And what we're going to find is the other ones that end with a vowel is going to cause the w to collapse to a w. Okay, so that's giving you a hint as for what's coming up. He or she or it is dirty.
Uchechech.
Aushechech would be she or he dirtied him or her or it.
Ah.
Right, so that's where the aushe, because that's correct, but that's the other verb to like say she got it dirty, or she got him dirty. Or
Okay.
however we want to do the genders, right? It would just be wushechech,
Uchechech.
wushechech,
وشچخ
wushechech.
وشچخ.
Right, and these are objects, right? Or these are, sorry, state verbs. So we say chat yake, yake, yake. And this is a very common slippery area where people say chat yake, yake, do yake. No do. Plague. No do. Okay? We're dirty.
Uchechech.
How shechech.
وشچخ
How shechech.
وشچخ.
Y'all are dirty.
That's Uchechech.
They are dirty.
Mm.
Yeah, oh what? You shechech.
وشچخ
You shechech.
Uchechech.
You shechech.
وشچخ.
Everybody online want to try they are dirty?
Learn how to insult people. Whole groups.
Haswuchech.
Haswushechech.
وشچخ
Haswushechech.
وشچخ
Haswushechech.
وشچخ.
And anybody who hasn't gone yet, maybe people are. Yeah, what? Hushechech.
وشچخ
Hushechech.
وشچخ
Hushechech.
وشچخ.
So p plus the perfective, you're going to get ku. It's going to go long, right? This is just something as we're sort of keeping in mind vowels and length. Okay. Yuck. Hey, any questions?
Will you be posting that conjugation stuff about the, like how to tell whether it's long or low or high and short online?
Yeah, up to here, that should be online already under the Advanced Tlingit tab. But I won't post these ones because it's got all the answers to all our different exercises. But yeah, those are up there. And then there's a chart in Hausaneh Chayuchatangi, and I could send you like a. I think that's a good thing to add. I was making these kind of cheat cards they were 5x7, and it's got the main pronouns that you use, not all of them, but the main ones you use. And then it had a sort of a key for verbal structure. I think I should put a table in there for stem variation, because there's a table where you could look at and says what the verb mode is and what the conjugation class is and what it should be. And then it's got about 10 different verbs that I thought were some of the most common verbs conjugated in some other major ways for person as well. Okay.
It's really cool to see it, how it modifies with the open vowel kind of butting up against the woo.
Yeah, and so it becomes, it's predictable, right? It's going to cause this contraction, usually, because it's just too awkward. And so what you find with Tlingit is it'll find the shorter way to say these things. It'll shorten things, and the other thing that you find out is Zeus has a really cool theory that when you get into the verb prefix, the vowel doesn't matter. It's only the consonant. And so it's kind of interesting thing to ponder. But let's do one more and then we'll be done. So what does the theme tell us that helps us predict the perfective form?
It's a zero act verb, so should it be long and high?
Yes, it's zero, and it's open, so it'll be long and high. It's an S classifier, so the classifier in the perfective will be what?
Si.
Si, right? The plus I, si. So also looking at that classifier chart for these types of exercises, looking at that stem variation chart, and we just sort of put the things together. And believe it or not, we actually start to just remember this stuff. But what we're getting is like this whole bunch of logic all at once, right? So then we get si, the all end was si, 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 except for one of them. What else does it tell us? There's an object and a subject, right? So that will affect here. And this is one where the object will probably never change. Unless, I don't know, I'm going to cook you, right? I guess I'm cooking you, whatever. Weird, twisted cannibal person. But the third person, this is where we predict the ause, right?
And is this where that will come into play when it's she or he cooked it, since they're both zero?
Yeah, awe. Yuck. Hey. Okay, who wants to try the first one? Now we're doing subjects, right? Because here the third, and there's a bunch of verbs that are like this, where there's an object there. I told it, he or she said it, said the specific, or said it to him or her, or maybe promised him or her. Could be it was the same verb. Planted it, where you're not going to be like, I'm planting you, potato, right? Okay, I cooked it.
Chose'i.
Yeah, what? Chose'i,
Hosei.
Hosei.
chose'i.
Hosei.
Okay, someone else. I cooked, or you cooked it.
Isai.
Yeah, what? Yise'i,
Yisei.
yise'i,
Yisei.
yise'i.
Yisei.
Why does it lose the perfective marker?
It didn't lose it, but this is, so if you say ilse, that's you were cooked, right? So this is the whole key. Object, conjugation, subject. So ilse is going to be you. It happened to you. Yisse is going to be you did it,
Oh, that's
right? And this is why you say, because there's certain verbs like chosaku. It needs the perfective marker in there, even though we're talking about right now.
Is it why because the perfective marker is that gamma at the beginning?
Yes, perfective mark. So, and this is the only case that it really changes. So there's only two instances where it changes to a Y, because it used to be a like a long time ago. This different sound that's gone from Tlingit. But you're going to get yisse, and then you're going to get another form for the other one, which is coming up, which I'll show you. Okay, but then, so you should, some people say isaku, but it should be yisaku every time. Because you cannot have isaku. It doesn't, it's not correct. Okay. She or he cooked it.
Hosei.
Ausei,
Ausei.
ausei,
Ausei.
we cooked it.
Tosei.
Wutusi'i.
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 Y'all cooked it.
Yi Si'i.
Yeah, away. Yi si'i.
Yi Si'i.
Yi si'i.
Yi Si'i.
They cooked it.
Has au se'i.
Has au si'i.
Has au Si'i.
Has au si'i.
Has au Si'i.
And when we start going around with these, and we'll go over this a little bit more to say, here's all the things, here's why it's totally predictable. But then when it's your turn, if you get the hus, you get the easiest job in class because it's always the same as the third person. Ausa'i, hus ausa'i, right? Now, if in order to go home, someone has to answer this one. It was cooked.
Wududzi'i.
Ah, it's gonna keep you all night. Wududzi'i,
Wududzi'i.
wududzi'i,
Wududzi'i.
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 What is different?
The classifier changes to, I don't even know how to say it.
Plus D.
Plus D.
Changes to plus D. Why did it do that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we did this before. So when we get into
It
the,
means that the subject is also the object, or the object is kicked out, right?
it's close, right? So here's another instance of when a verb goes plus D. A fourth person subject, which is do. So there can be a do in a verb, but that is the fourth person, which means somebody does it or it happens, right? So you could say, "Chatwaduzatin," I've been seen, right? Like if you're kind of like walk around your hoodie or whatever. All non-zero classifiers will always go plus D with the fourth person. You're always going to dudzi or dudji or dudley. You can never dussi, dushi, or dushi. Cannot do those. It will always go plus D. All zero classifiers will stay minus D or move to minus D because you cannot duddi because it's too silly. That's what I think. I think there was some thing was like, that's too silly. You can't do it. I don't know, like the committee of Tlingit grammar creators 10,000 years ago. Like,
Question. Wait.
yes.
Question. So, okay. So this is all very, very useful, but sometimes you want to say it wasn't cooked. So, can we do that too?
Yes. Okay, so let's do the negative perfectives on Wednesday. So I'll add those in so we can start looking at them. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ujaya has answered the Wadudzi. Somebody has released you from my imprisonment. Gonas chish katain aya. Yechi
Cheese.
Echa.